Hello, my name is Pamela Fox, and I'm an at-large tribal candidate. I was born and raised in Bakersfield, California, where I've resided for most of my life. My parents are Bob and Carmelita York, and my grandparents are Sequoia and Helen Cootie. I have 4 children and 7 grandchildren. Currently, I teach academic development and English courses at Bakersfield College and composition courses at California State University, Bakersfield. I'm going to answer some of the questions presented to me by the Valley of the Sun Cherokees for the upcoming at-large council forum. The first question is, what do you think the issues are to at-large citizens of the Cherokee Nation? How did you identify these issues? Through discussions with other at-large citizens and from personal experience, I have identified several salient issues. They are ongoing access to language, culture, and history courses that include opportunities to interact with first language speakers and with elders who grew up immersed in traditional culture. At-large citizens also have concerns about health care, which differs from state to state, about scholarship equity and access, and about housing assistance, which also differs from state to state. For example, I have addressed several questions about the Section 184 Indian Home Loan Guarantee Program. In addition, many have expressed the desire to organize a centrally located collaborative gathering for all satellite communities who wish to participate, which would facilitate inter-community development and an opportunity to work together to communicate our needs and concerns with each other and with our tribal counselors. The second question is, what are your top 5 goals you plan to achieve in your term? How will at-large citizens be able to measure your output? I plan to develop an interactive website that includes links to online language, history, and culture courses, and that allows at-large citizens to connect with each other and with citizens who live in the Cherokee Nation. I hope that first language speakers will become mentors to the at-large citizens who aspire to learn the language and who want to have opportunities to speak and to write in Cherokee. In addition, our elders and others can participate as mentors to those who want to learn more about Cherokee culture, history, and traditions. Citizens living in the nation and at-large citizens would be able to engage in civil discourse about issues of concern so that all citizens can become better informed voters. Links to information about healthcare and housing resources for each state, in addition to a link to the HUD Section 184 site, would also be helpful. Information about how to apply for tribal citizenship and information about whom to contact if the application process is taking too long is also important. Links to all of the satellite community websites will be included. Finally, links to information about scholarships are essential. Having all of these resources on one site would significantly reduce the amount of time it currently takes to locate this information. Because the site will be interactive, it will help build bridges between at-large citizens and between at-large citizens and citizens who live in the nation. I also plan to help facilitate the development of inter-community gatherings in central locations to which all at-large citizens are invited, in which all satellite communities are invited to participate and to provide input. And of course, all Cherokee citizens are welcome to attend these events. Several of these inter-community gatherings may be needed to be scheduled, however, because of the vast geographical areas that these communities cover. So, to reiterate, my primary goals are to provide at-large citizens with the information and the tools they need to accomplish their goals. For example, Cherokee language acquisition and opportunities to converse in Cherokee, knowledge and understanding of Cherokee culture and history, knowledge and understanding of issues of concern to all Cherokee Nation citizens, information about healthcare state by state, information about housing state by state, links to scholarships, links to other satellite communities and to citizens living in the nation, and opportunities to create community with other satellite groups and with all Cherokee citizens, and to establish relationships with each other and with all at-large citizens. Citizens will be able to measure what I am able to accomplish by evaluating the site and by participating in it to determine its effectiveness. They can also help to improve it by contributing their ideas for links and programs that they want to access, and by alerting me to any problems that they have with the site or that they have discovered from others. If I am able to facilitate the inter-community gathering, citizens will be able to measure whether or not I was able to meet that goal effectively. Question 3 is, how will you deal with the issues at-large members are experiencing with the Cherokee Nation Community Association, CNCA, created to support at-large Cherokee citizen satellite communities? And parts of this question include the 2 at-large tribal council members are currently in non-voting advisory roles. Expand the number of CNCA at-large board members from 2 to 4, an ongoing lack of communication and support, and CNCA internal disorganization. I will propose a change to the current CNCA non-voting status of at-large tribal councilors. Clearly, since the TCs represent all at-large citizens, they should be allowed to represent citizen voices with a vote. I will propose an increase in CNCA at-large board members from 2 to 4 based on the population they represent, which is significant. I personally will respond to all who contact me, whether by email, text, phone call, or through social media. I believe an interactive website will also facilitate better communication and support. I need to evaluate the issues involving CNCA's current state of organization or disorganization before I can propose a feasible plan to remedy the situation. Question number 4 is, how important is it to have an established coast-to-coast communication system for the at-large populations of Cherokee citizens? How will you support and utilize CallNet, which is Cherokee At-Large Leadership Network? Having a coast-to-coast communication system for at-large citizens is of critical importance for all of the reasons I have already discussed. I support CallNet and will continue to do so by participating in their events, by encouraging others to participate, and by including them in the development of the website. Question number 5 is, if elected, how will you address the inequity and restrictions placed on at-large tribal council representatives? And the areas of restriction are access to Cherokee Nation resources and personnel support, residency requirements imposed on at-large council members representing 2/3 of Cherokee citizens, enrolled members outside of the districts, and limited travel budgets for the at-large council members representing 2/3 of Cherokee citizens. So those are the issues. I will address the issues of inequity and restrictions placed on at-large council representatives with the, by the other councilors. Civil discourse is the first step to resolving problems. Proposing solutions is the next step, which I am prepared to do. I need to listen to the other counselors first, however, and discern why they believe such restrictions and inequities are reasonable before proposing solutions. The residency requirements are another issue that I will address after I have discussed the situation with others and have identified the underlying assumptions for such restrictions. Proposing solutions before understanding why others believe there are no problems or that undue restrictions are necessary is not a strategy I pursue. The limited travel budget is a major inequity that I will address promptly. Parity must exist for all counselors. Some of the criteria for funding travel expenses appear to be illogical. I want to find out why these criteria have been implemented and why those who approve the criteria believe they are reasonable. Thank you for considering voting for me for at-large tribal council representative.